Hello there, and welcome back to my level 1 run of Elden Ring, and we're continuing on from last time where we defeated Godric, and now we're heading into Liurnia. So we're gonna start out by going on a huge collectathon all over the place in order to pick up all the important stuff, starting with the Sacred Tear in the Church of Irith, and I'm also going to talk to Thops, just because I like him, I guess. Anyway, after talking with Thops for a bit, I make my way over to the map because I want to pick it up, because I don't like not being able to know where I'm going, but these guys were giving me a lot of trouble for some reason, but I did eventually slaughter all of them, pick up the map, and head to the teleporter at the end of the ruins. Anyway, the teleporter brings you right over to Raya Lucaria, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the grace before I head over to the key. So I wake up the dragon on the way, not that it matters, and I pick up the key, and since I'm here I decide I might as well go ahead and fight Smagrek as well, just because I can, and fortunately dragons in Elden Ring are the easiest enemies of all time, so it doesn't take long before I'm able to kill him. Maybe he could have one-shotted me, but I never got hit, so I guess we'll never know. There he goes. Well, anyway, with the key, I go ahead and almost die on my way back to Raya Lucaria, and I also pick up the seed that's not far outside before picking up the grace right in front of the academy, and then I go ahead and pick up the other golden seed that's on the broken bridge before I pick up some stuff from the merchant nearby. After my shopping is done, I go ahead and enter Raya Lucaria, and it starts out obviously with these two bastards throwing magic at you, but I skillfully, I guess, weave around all of their projectiles before I pick up this golden rune. No, that's a rune art, dumbass. Behind this invisible wall, and then I got my ass handed to me by this puppet because I got stuck on a pole. Well, anyway, next time I played a little bit more careful, and I go ahead and kill everything and pick up the Summer's Meaning Stone 3 behind the monument, I guess. And I also jump off a bridge, but I don't die because there's some ground beneath me. And I pick up this Ash of War, Spectral Lance, yeah, from this beetle, and then I go ahead to the second grace. Afterwards, I do a little backtracking so that I can go down this pit and get eaten alive by the Abductor Virgin in order to get sent to Volcano Manor, so let me just do that real quick. So my first drop down is incredibly terrible and I just straight up die, but second time I just jump down without a care in the world and I managed to make it to the other side just fine. So now I can start hopping along the rooftops and whatnot to pick up some materials and also make this jump over here to get to the early grace. Yeah. So I tried to make my way to the Godskin Noble, but I suck and then this snake killed me, so next time I got a bit luckier with his pattern and I managed to avoid getting hit, almost, but I survived this time, so now I can ride up the elevator and pick up this Summer's Meaning Stone 5, and I can also quit out here to despawn the other guy. So push the crank thing and then you can raise the bridge, and I went ahead and tried to do this jump because I really didn't want to have to fight the Godskin Noble, but well, I kind of just spent a good long while missing like a dumbass because I don't actually know how to do it, so eventually the Abductor Virgin got tired of my shenanigans and she killed me. Now, because I'm stupid and I don't like learning things, I went ahead and kept trying the jump for like another 30 minutes or something, and I constantly failed again, just like I did before, and eventually I just got killed again, so I said screw it, I'm going to fight the Godskin Noble. So as it turns out, fighting a Godskin Noble at level 1 with only a +4 weapon is kind of a shitty idea, you could say, so naturally I got my ass kicked, and then I came back a second time in order to try again, but well, as you can probably guess, it didn't go any better. So I decided to say screw that mess for now, and I teleported back to Castle Morn in order to climb a whole bunch of ladders, because there was something I wanted to pick up here, and as you can probably guess, it involves Edgar, so I go ahead and get a few cheap shots while he's still passive, and after killing him I pick up his +8 halberd, and you might be wondering why I didn't pick it up earlier, and that's because it's jank, and I don't like it, because it just has a lot of thrust attacks, and I don't like it when my moves thrust. Yeah, so well, anyway, because I couldn't teleport out since all these guys were aggroed on me, I went ahead and killed them all in order to test out the new halberd, and I definitely did not almost die, because, well, I'm good at the game. Not really. Anyway, with them dead, I can finally teleport out, so I go back to my giant collectathon quest around Liurnia, so I start out by picking the medallion thing, and then I get smashed into the ground by an avatar, so after coming back with a bit more armor, I kill him and pick up the rewards, and afterwards I'm off to get eaten by a corpse in Raya Lucaria because I wanted to pick up the Carrion Armor set, but I totally went at the wrong place, so I ended up dying, but I did eventually pick it up. Now I start throwing a bunch of daggers at these balloons in order to get some free runes because I keep dying and I keep losing my runes, I guess, so then I make it to Carrion Manor, pick up a golden seed, and I guess I might as well kill Loretta while I'm here just for shits and giggles. So it turns out Loretta is actually kinda hard when she two-shots you, so I had to go at it a couple of times before I finally managed to do it, but I did succeed on my third try, so it wasn't that bad. Anyway, the scavenger hunt continues with some stuff for the physic flask and another golden seed before I eventually pick up the sacred tier at the Bellum Church, and I also fight the Knights Cavalry nearby because I'm actually going to want the stuff he drops, believe it or not. Said stuff being the Knight Rider Glaive and the Giant Hunt Ash of War, which I'll be using later, but for now I take a quick trip in the Crystal Tunnel so I can beat up a Crystallion for the bell-bearing thing that lets you buy smithing stones, and I also fight the other Knights Cavalry for the Ice Spear Ash of War, which I didn't really use, but oh well. I also pick up the Two Fingers Heirloom in the Purified Ruins in case I need some faith, and pick up the Dexterity Nut here for the Physic Flask before I talk to Blackguard, Bogard, whatever his name is, and buy some prawn, and then I got shot by a prawn, and I also got killed by a Sanguine Noble. But I did come back to get my vengeance, just because. Kill the Scarab for the Blood Flame Blade incantation, kill Ensure and Roundtable, because I picked up the medallion in the Albinoric village, and upgrade the Knight Rider Glaive for later. And I also went to this cave to start Latena's questline, but I died to the Bloodhound Knight, but I got him on my second try, and then I'm off to kill some stuff, including this dude that drops a cookbook, and then I got shot in the face, and I died, so that was fun. So naturally I wanted my vengeance, but I completely forgot there was more than one archer, so in the end I just kinda panicked and I ran straight for the grace because I didn't want to die and do all of that again. I got attacked by a bear on my way to these guys and the Earth 3 Avatar, but the fight against the Avatar itself was piss easy and I got all the stuff. So now I spent an ungodly long amount of time trying to get to the top of this tower so I could stop it from being cringe with the madness and stuff, so I died to the rats once and then I used Stormcaller to try and cheese them through the wall, but I kind of ended up exposing myself again. So next time I successfully cheese the rat and I eventually make it up to the top of the tower in order to fight the guys, but as it turns out the giant eye thing managed to proc madness on me right before I killed them, and then I died again. So to try and avoid what happened last time, I just wait for the eye to proc madness on me, but well, I just straight up end up dying this time, so I come back one more time and I finally manage to kill all the guys and end this godforsaken madness shenanigans before I make it my way to the Grace next to the Frenzied Flame Village, and then I fight Vike, who wasn't very hard honestly. Now I can finally pick up my well-earned Sacred Tier before making my way to Caelid in order to pick up some more stuff, so I start by killing this girl, and then I got sniped by the Spread Main Soldier, but I get to respawn at Stake America, so it's all good. So I end up in Fort Gale and I start cheesing some enemies through the wall, but then I almost died because one guy decided to interrupt my fight, and I do this to pick up the Star Scourge Talisman. And I did all of that so I could actually use the Knight Rider Glaive, so I start by giving it a little test drive against the giant lion guy, and it's not so bad. It deals pretty good damage, but it is kind of slow, so I guess I'll have to keep that in mind. Anyway, with all of that, I head back to Roundtable in order to upgrade the glaive some more, and then I'm back to Radio Lucaria so I can fight this wolf, who killed me, but I didn't manage to kill him on my second try. On the courtyard, I start out by going over to the Golden Seed to pick it up, because I want more flask, and then I avoid the ball, and it's time to fight Moongrum, and I thought this was gonna be easy, but yeah, so Moongrum ended up being quite a lot harder than I was expecting, and he actually managed to kill me 3 times before I finally managed to smack him into the ground. So now I opened the shortcut, just in case, and now it's time to fight Renala. And it's a good thing I did open the shortcut, because Renala actually managed to kill me once, but second attempt is the good one, so I start by smacking all these singing children with my dagger before buffing with my Physic Flask and Golden Vow while waiting for Renala to fall down. Once she's vulnerable, I use the Spinning Strike Sash of War on the +8 Banished Knight's Halberd in order to one-cycle her, except no, because I actually opened my inventory at the end like a dumbass, and I ended up missing out on the one phase clear, so after getting her down again, I finally kill her, and then I swap the Banished Knight's Halberd for the Knight Rider Glaive, and now it's time for phase 2. See if you can figure out what my plan for phase 2 is. If you guessed turn it into a burger flipping simulator, congrats, you were right. So I'm using the Giant Hunt Ash of War to do this, but I'm kind of bad at the game, so I accidentally let her get away. But I do manage to launch her into the air again, and then she managed to poise through my thing and summon a giant dragon. At this point I'm starting to realize that I probably could have just spammed Giant Hunt without thinking and it probably would have worked, but well, it's a little too late for that now. I have a giant dragon to deal with, but he does disappear pretty quickly, but she just summons the Bloodhound Knight instead, so I decided I'm just going to ignore him and try to kill Rolanda as fast as possible, and somehow I managed to avoid getting hit by the Blunderhound Knight, and once I finally managed to flip her into the air once again, I just start spamming Giant Hunt like I wanted to do, and I finally managed to kill her after a bit of time. So with Renala dead, that's our second demigod conquered, and I think that's an appropriate ending for this video, so thanks for watching, like and subscribe, or dislike and unsubscribe, and go ahead and insult me down in the comments, it'll be fun, I promise. Anyway, bye.